You're listening to The Cyclone on J360 Radio. With your hosts, Dev and Al. Jay has entered the Cyclone.
Hey J360 Legion, and welcome back to The Cyclone for episode 14. Picking up from where we left off on the first half of the Double Special, we are going to be discussing football today. Alan, Dev, take it away.
Okay, so let's go to the football. So let me go upload some football news.
I have no faith in my Chargers at all. I don't see anything happening.
No.
I don't even wait. I like Melvin Gordon. He had a better season last year than he did his rookie year. Did we draft a receiver this year? I think
you did in the first pick, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we drafted a receiver. I hope he pans out. I really do, because I've been asking for a receiver for Phillip Rivers for years, and hopefully they get it to him before he becomes washed.
Rivers is probably going to retire in a couple of years, same as Antonio Gates. I think this is Antonio Gates' last year, isn't it?
Yeah, Gates is well. Funny enough, tight ends don't become washed as quick as quarterbacks do. You know, like Tony Gonzalez lasted a while before he retired, so I think Antonio Gates is in that same type of breed. So he should last a while.
If Rivers gets washed up, it's not because of Phillip Rivers. It's because for 5 years, the Chargers still don't have an O-line, and they still can't figure it out yet. We
haven't had an O-line since LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, man, I felt so bad for. Is Woodhead still on your team?
I don't think Danny Woodhead's on our team anymore.
I don't know. So there's not much more for the NFL. What do you think the Cowboys are going to go 13-3 this year again?
No. But I feel like they have a better shot at the playoffs. See, the thing about the NFL is, I think people put too much into the regular season record than what it's actually worth. Like the NFL, you just this is the mathematical equation. You just have to be 500 every 4 games.
No, it's I guess.
If you go 3-1, 2-2, maybe 3-1, and then maybe you know what I'm saying. Like if you say 500 every 4 games and take it 4 games at a time.
Unless you're in the AFC.
Well, that's completely different because it's the better conference. But or you have a shot at winning your division, or your division's really bad and you win it. You have a shot, and after that, record doesn't matter. How many times have we seen 6 seeds make a run at the Super Bowl? It's like, well, the NBA is a little different because there's longer games and you kind of know what the teams are, but you have a better chance of guessing who's going to win in the NBA than you do in the NFL, because once you get to the playoffs, records don't matter. So I don't put too much stock in the records, but if you make the playoffs, every team has a fair shot. So whether the Cowboys get a better record.
Actually, to be honest, it is a lot harder to win in a playoff game away than it is at home.
True. You fan noise, it's a bunch of stuff, and mind you, it's one and done. So that makes the games more meaningful. So it's not like, we'll get you back the next game, we'll even the series up. No, it's like you come, you play now, and you lose, you go home.
Okay, so there's another team I want to talk about, the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders.
What we have, 2-3 years till they go to Vegas?
Yeah, I think it's about 3 years.
I like Marshawn Lynch going to the Oakland Raiders. I like it. I love it.
I think last year was a fluke. They shouldn't have gone that good, and I do
come on, it wasn't a fluke.
Dude,
if Carr doesn't get injured, they're way further in the playoffs than they were.
Yeah, when you're I can't say it. I'm wearing a Browns hoodie while I'm saying this. When you let Brock Osweiler slap you around, I don't know. Osweiler had no idea what he was doing, and the entire Bronco when he faced the Raiders in that playoff game, he had no idea what he was doing.
He had no idea what he was doing the entire season. He has terrible footwork. He lucked up on a good Broncos team. And he's a poor man's Tim Tebow. The difference is Tebow knew how to win. He doesn't.
But with Hugh Jackson now as his head coach of the Cleveland Browns, I don't know, that could change.
I still don't like him as a quarterback. Okay, I don't care if you have certain coaches. Well, sorry, certain coaches can make quarterbacks better, but unless you get time to work on these things, a quarterback is what he kind of is. You can't really make a third stringer into an MVP if you get what I'm saying.
Here's the thing, and I'll be brutally honest here about I'm sorry to any Texans fans for watching the show.
I'm not.
Bill O'Brien is a freaking idiot for the coach. He does not know how to develop quarterbacks. He reminds me of like a Lovie Smith. He knows
Lovie wasn't that bad.
No, he was put in a really bad position with Tampa Bay.
No, that wasn't his fault. No, I would not.
No, I do not blame him for that at all. He was thrown into a terrible situation with Tampa Bay.
Because if you look at every number one pick, right, this is what happens. This happens all the time. Being the number one overall quarterback taken is not as good as they make it out to be. Because this is what happens. The coach that drafted you and the GM, they're not going to be there in 5 years. You're going to go through the terrible offensive line. You're going to show promise and you're going to get hit a lot. And it's going to take forever for the team to actually build if you do pan out. And you could be considered a bust by then. So being the first quarterback taken overall is terrible. And it wasn't Lovie Smith's fault. He was dealt a terrible hand. That team before Jameis Winston got there was bad. And when he got there, it was still bad.
So you pretty much just described the entire career of Vince Young and RG3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's every quarterback taken high. As a quarterback, you don't want to be taken high. Sure, you miss out on millions, but do you want millions early or longevity? Which, as we know, NFL also stands for not for long.
Well, the problem with Vince Young, I always tell us, he should have sat on the bench.
He did, though. Well, sorry, they got rid of Steve McNair. That was the problem. If he was still there, I felt like he would have.
Who was Vince Young's mentor? It wasn't McNair anymore. It was what was it? Kerry Collins. Both of those.
Who's learning from Kerry Collins?
And the problem is Collins and Vince Young, two completely different styles.
That's why they should have kept McNair, have him kind of teach Vince, because they were the same type of quarterback.
Yes, and not only that, Vince isn't exactly the smartest man in the world.
No, he ran a shotgun pro-style offense. Nothing was under center that entire time inside Texas.
I stand by this. The only quarterback that I questioned was a bust, Matt Leinart.
Well, I wasn't on the Matt Leinart train, to be honest. I was more Vince Young because he had it. He just didn't have anything else.
You know, it's weird. I predicted Young was going to be a bust. I thought Cutler would have a mediocre career. And I thought Leinart was going to be the stud of that quarterback class.
What is it wrong that I wanted Lindell White to be the best player out of that class?
Well, he could have been. He could have been. He just couldn't stay in shape.
True. Because that reminds me of Marcus Williams out of Connecticut that got drafted by the New Jersey Nets before they became the Brooklyn Nets. He was supposed to be the protege to Jason Kidd and just could never stay in shape. Like, his conditioning wasn't all that great. But he had the same type of build as Jason Kidd. He had everything there. But it turns out Darren Williams was the better apparent to the next Jason Kidd. And now people are kind of saying the best pass was in Jason Kidd, which is Lonzo Ball. But let's go back to the NFL. Yeah, Lindell White could stay healthy, and Matt Leinart wasn't really into football as much as he should have been. No,
he was. Not only that, I heard rumors about a weak arm, but I'm like, I hate that theory. If there is one thing that ticks me off, it's people saying, oh, he has a weak arm, he'll never make it in the NFL and blah, 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 right? I'm tired of hearing this. Chad Pennington had 2 shoulder surgeries on his throwing arm, and he still managed to have a fantastic career in the NFL.
Okay, well, here's the devil's advocate. Strong arms are overrated. Joe Flacco, inaccurate. Jamarcus Russell, inaccurate. Like, big, strong arm quarterbacks, they don't really last either. Joe Flacco happened to luck up on a really good team with a really great defense, but he's an average quarterback that just so happened going to make it into the Hall of Fame because of that one Super Bowl.
What, Joe Flacco?
Yeah. The only big arm quarterback that's like, I approve is Big Ben, and that's because the guy was a legit 6'7" and could actually throw. Those other guys I named just had strong arms. Like, a strong arm doesn't equate to a better quarterback. And guys that are quote-unquote weak-armed doesn't mean they're terrible quarterbacks.
No, for strong-arm quarterbacks, I still don't get this. Why is Drew Bledsoe not in the Hall of Fame? He was a strong-arm quarterback. He was accurate. He led the Patriots to a Super Bowl, but unfortunately had to face Reggie White.
I mean, listen, he got overshadowed by Tom Brady. we auto choose our careers. We just kind of got to just deal with the cards we dealt with.
Well, he still had really good careers with the Buffalo Bills. What did he do? Did he do like a 9-7 year with them? His last year he was there. Yeah. And then he was let go because they thought they saw something in J.P. Lawson, which I will never understand in a trillion years. And he went to the Cowboys. What did he do? A 9-7 year, and then the next year the team was so bad that they had Tony Romo start?
Pretty much. But there's always that one franchise that thinks they have the quarterback, but it never works out. At the end of the day, I think the NCAA does a better-ish job of developing guys coming out, but not that much better than the NBA.
All right. By the way, Bledsoe was awesome. So let's start with the AFC. This is our predictions. All right, let's start with the New England Patriots. How do you think they're going to do, Dev?
They're going back to the playoffs. I don't know about the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going back to the Super Bowl, but I would definitely say they're going back to the playoffs because if you have Brady Belichick, you're pretty much a shoo-in for the playoffs, but how deep they'll go, I'll say they'll get to the AFC Championship.
I'm predicting 11-5. I have nothing to say. The Patriots are the Patriots. They're just going to ball out. Results? Oh, you can do a result. You can do record. I'm kind of like you right now. They're probably going to do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying AFC Championship.
But let's not go all in yet to predict Super Bowls. We're just doing like. So you think the Patriots are going to win this division hands down?
Yeah, their division is terrible. Who challenges them ever?
Well, we have the Miami Dolphins. Wait, no. Before we go to the Miami Dolphins,
once they realize Ryan Tannehill is not what they thought he was, they will be a lot better off.
Actually, Matt Moore did a really good job last year.
Exactly. So get rid of Tannehill. Listen, the man shows flashes of being the guy, but then he always manages to mess it up. He's not the guy. He's not the franchise. He tried. It didn't work. You got to move on, Miami. You got to move on.
All right, Jay. What's your thoughts on those two teams?
Yeah. You know, I don't think it's too soon to talk about Super Bowl, so let's see. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of Cowboy fans that are hurting themselves with that. I would say that the Patriots are somebody you're really going to have to keep an eye out for. They're going to be the top-tier team to beat. And then I would like to say that for Miami, good luck with Tannehill.
Tannehill's not bad. It's just he's not
that great either. You know, the thing is that he's not the guy for them. I mean, if anything, he's placeholder.
He's just not the guy, period. He's a stopgap.
He can be the guy. You just need to build a team around him. He's like a Joe Flacco.
Well, I don't know. I mean, at least when Joe's on, he's on. It's just that you don't know what kind of Tannehill you're going to get.
Well, we'll have to see this year, because last year was his breakout year before he got injured.
Yeah, and see, that's another thing, too. Is he able to perform as much as they think he can perform, or... You know, that's the question.
Did he get any receivers this year?
Like, between you and me, I'm pulling for more of Blake Bortles to do something than Tannehill.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's about time for Jacksonville to show themselves. There's something there. I don't know what it is.
They do have a talented roster, just it's not getting... Well, they have a new head coach. Actually, you know, we'll talk about that in another week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in another week.
I'll go on a full-on conversation with Jacksonville later. But we have the New York Jets. LOL, they're not doing anything.
Are you talking about the other team in New York? Pretty much.
Yeah, Jay, your thoughts?
Oh, come on, man. You know it's a tank. Move on.
Wait, you don't think Josh McCown's going to lead them to the promised land?
Hey, look, man. He can only do enough. He needs people to throw to and people to protect him. I mean, not even their defense looks good this year.
Dude, he's
Ryan Fitzpatrick's had a better shot at leading them to the promised land, and they let him go.
Yeah, exactly.
No, what's going to happen with... sorry, not Fitzpatrick. With Josh McCown. He's going to be on IR by week 4.
You're giving him till week 4, huh?
I give him till week 3.
I was being generous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were being generous, all right.
Buffalo Bills, they're going to continue their path to mediocrity. They might steal the wild card, but I don't even know about that.
Hey, I think Tyrod might have grown a set over this offseason. I think he's going to be ready.
The thing is, you don't have anybody to throw to other than Watkins if you can stay healthy.
Hey, where's McCoy at? Is he still out?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, you got him.
With McCoy and Tyrod, there's always a chance. I don't know about this new head coach. We'll have to see. Deb, what's your thoughts?
Is Rex Ryan still there?
No, he's gone. He's been fired.
Oh, okay. I have not kept close tabs on this team.
Is it McDermott who's the new head coach?
I think it is.
Yeah, it's McDermott. Yeah.
I don't know. That team has been known to take. I don't know. They need a better answer at quarterback. The defense is okay. I don't know. I see like 8-8 at best.
Wow, exactly my prediction. Exactly. Like, there's nothing of the Bills other than LaShawn McCoy that like stands out right now. There's nothing. I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan. Same as the Browns. I love both teams. But do I see the Bills making the playoffs this year? Fuck no. No.
Now keep in mind out there in the J360 Legion, we don't really know yet. We're predicting. We're just doing it a lot earlier than most people.
Yes. So next week we'll do the AFC North, unless you want to do it now. Deb, you want to do the AFC North?
Sure. We're going to knock out all the AFC teams first. And then we'll
we can go ahead and do that and do NFC next week.
All right. What's your thoughts on the Baltimore Ravens?
They're on a decline. Joe Flacco is going to start to look washed. Because unless he has a great defense, the guy's pitifully average. They don't have a run game. I'm looking at 9-7.
Okay, first off, I have to oppose this. You don't think Terrence West is a superstar running back?
No.
Okay, I wanted to make a Browns joke about that, but
no, because let's be honest, the value of the running back is going down over the years. You can find guys in the 7th, 3rd, 5th. You can pretty much find a guy anywhere but the first round, or have guys do it by committee, like the Patriots, and get production. But like I said, you got to find them, and Baltimore has it. So, yeah, 9-7.
My prediction for the Ravens right now is, well, I'm not saying 9-7. I think they're going to be 6-10, maybe 5-11. I think this is the year that they're going to have to completely rebuild. I don't think they're really good. There's nothing of their talent that really screams out like, man, I have to watch a Ravens game. That's it. I think they're going to be 5-11.
Unless you're a Ravens fan.
This is going to be the year where they have to tank, where they're just going to blow up. Jay, your thoughts?
Well, they don't have Kenneth Dixon anymore, so I mean he's done for the season after the surgery. So I want to say this is probably be more of a defenseman's game with them. Offensive, I don't see it.
So you think like 6-10, 7-9?
I want to say 7, but I feel it's going to be 6-10. Like I said before, it really depends on what Flacco you're going to get. Because offensively, no, I don't see it. Defensively, maybe, but not offensively.
Agree. All right, so let's move on to the Cincinnati Bengals.
0-16.
Okay, I'm not going that far. But this is the year that I believe that the Bengals will finally get Marv Lewis fired. Thank God. I am so sorry to to one of our backup hosts on this show once in a while. I predict 4-12. I don't think they're good enough. I mean, it was cool that they drafted a new wide receiver and everything like that, but they're keeping Pac-Man Jones. They're doing a lot of stupid stuff. I think this is the year it's all going to fall apart. The team gave up on Marv Lewis last year. The stupidest thing they could have done was keep him this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm predicting a 4-12 season.
Well, let me ask you this: is Andy Dalton still the guy?
Yeah. I mean, Dalton's not a bad quarterback. He just had nobody to throw to, and their O-line was terrible. They did nothing to address the O-line.
The definition of average is Andy Dalton, and you want to know how you get Marvin Lewis fired? 0-16. I rest my case.
All right.
See, now that's spoken like a true hero there. But you see, the thing about it is, I remember when we started doing this series, we were so down on the Bengals that those guys ended up going to the playoffs, and Lord knows we don't know how that happened. So chances are I'm going to keep those guys on a wild card blip. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they don't seem to be so hot now, but once the season starts, though, don't discount them yet. I don't see them being, like, undefeated, mind you.
They're going to be under-defeated. 0-16, man. Bring back the Bengals.
I'm not doing 0-16.
I can't do 0-16.
I'm going there. You got to push the envelope. Nobody will, then I will.
All right, Dev's pushing it. Everybody support Dev's cause. 0-16 Bengals. Let's go.
Let's start a hashtag.
I can't see it, guys. I just can't see an 0-16 for those Cincinnati.
No, I said 4-12. All right. So we got the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm just assuming they're going to be 10-6 to make the playoffs like every year.
Nah, I think Ben's washed. He's contemplating retirement. I don't think he has much left in the tank. I'm going... All right, he might win 10 games, but I don't see this team taking a step forward. I think they might get... I'd give him a wild card at best. I don't see them winning 10 games, though.
Well, after a while, I guess Landry Jones is going to have to step up, huh?
Someday.
Nah, this might be the year, because... See, I'm trying to think of Ben's health. Kind of like what Dev's saying. Nah. I mean, chances are there'll be somebody to contend with, but it's going to be that whole defensive thing with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
They really get by on their defense.
I don't know. I don't think Ben really has it.
Well, they do have LeVon Bell, and they still... Who's their number one receiver? Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown, yeah.
Yeah, with Antonio Brown, Ben doesn't have to do too much. That's the reason why I predicted that.
Mm-hmm.
Brown is that special of a receiver. He's an idiot, but he's a very special receiver.
And are they going to be lowest of the low? No. I think, if anything, they'll probably be in the first tops of their division.
And then we go to my team.
Oh,
I'm wearing a hoodie for. Yes.
You guys stole that draft, so chances are if you got those pieces set the way Hugh wants to have his Hugh program going on, yeah, I think you guys are going to be all right. I don't think if the Ravens aren't going to perform as they need to, I think you guys are. Wouldn't it be something if you did get the number one part of your division?
That'd be something amazing.
You do have what you need, so maybe Hugh Jackson's a genius for going 0-16. Well, no, you guys went 16.
We went 1-15.
You went 1-15.
We won a game.
Yeah, you went 1-15. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
man.
we won on a missed field goal. Thank you very much, and I'm taking that one.
I'm not saying that you didn't. What I'm saying is that maybe there's signs of a design here that we have yet to see.
Well, remember they completely got rid of all the veterans. What was it last year, from top to bottom, pretty much?
Well, you had to because the guys weren't doing anything for you, right, Dev?
Well, yeah, we were the highest paid defense, and we were the worst.
Well, you see, at that point, you still want your offense to make some sort of a statement, though,
Well, we didn't have a quarterback last year. I mean, Kessler was okay. RG3 was, I don't know what the heck RG3 was.
You could have had something with him if he was the healthy RG3. That RG3 you got there was just seat filling. I mean, it sounded good on paper. But the thing is, both of his ACLs. I mean, you couldn't get too much out of the guy any more than the Vikings did with Donovan McNabb. Now I think about it, because remember, Donovan McNabb couldn't run anymore.
Oh yeah, when they traded, you're right.
You see what I'm saying here, right?
Yeah, I never understood that signing. I actually thought we were going to start McCown and then have Kessler be the backup, and then Kevin Hogan as the third string. The RG3 thing when they signed him came out of nowhere.
I mean, if anything, I think that was more of an image thing because RG3 was healthy again, at least for that moment. And then the thing is that it would look good that he was on a team that was still developing, which your team was, because you guys still needed somebody. So
he was young enough to pull it off. I don't hate the signing, he was done in 1 year.
He's just not as mobile as he used to be. That's the problem. And
he didn't develop pocket presence at all yet. And, Deb, what's your thoughts on the Cleveland Browns before I give my final assumption? What's your thoughts?
First off, free Johnny Manziel. Second,
Johnny Manziel is free.
Not mentally, though.
No.
I would say I like the draft. We'll see if any of these guys turn out to be hits. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the draft, it's a little bit better than the NBA draft as far as, guys can pan out. But then again, you could still have guys that don't. So, we'll see how well these guys turn into impact players and if your system is better. But if they do pan out, I say you win at least about 6 games this year and take a step in the right direction. You will not be 1-15.
That's fair.
Well, thank God we're not going to be 150. God, I actually blame myself for the Browns losing every week because, I think it was like a tradition. I was watching 8 straight weeks of Browns football, but then and you were always winning. Then I have to go to work. So I drive to work, and then they lost, and it ticked me off. Every week, I'm like, oh my God, it's like, am I cursing the Browns? I don't know what's going on. But anyways.
So you felt like you were cursing the Browns by going to work?
Yes!
But if you don't have any money. That's the reason why you're going to work is the reason the Browns are like losing. Then I would make sure they're 16-0.
Well, I still have to go to work.
Yeah, they're like I would keep going. They would keep losing, and life would go on.
Well, guys, to be prepared for that sort of thing, Al, you could always go and get the Browns radio station and put it in your car.
Sure.
Yeah, I might have to do that.
So you don't
or
miss
NFL
it.
radio or something.
Yeah,
that might help your fan-ish ways with the team.
Yeah, I got my Eagles radio all set. I even got the Flyers radio all set, too.
Oh, snap. Your Phillies or no?
Keep an eye on the Phillies. Oh, yeah, I got that, too. I got that in the Sixers.
Phillies are so tanking right now in baseball. It's ridiculous.
Well, we weren't really going to do... Actually, that's a conversation for next week. Keep going.
We'll talk about baseball next week. But, yeah, no, for the Browns, in my opinion at least... I don't know. I think they're going to be good. I agree with Dev. I think we're going to be 6 or 7 wins. I don't think we're good enough or even ready for the playoffs. So, yeah, I'm going to do 6 or 7 wins.
Okay, who do we have next?
All right, we got the Kansas City Chiefs.
I've been to Kansas City. They're going to win 7 games. Sorry, 10.
That was fast.
10.
I want to say
Sorry.
8.
Listen, Andy Reid has always had good teams, and I'm not betting against a guy who can turn Alex Smith into like a 10-win quarterback every year. So they're going to make it. They're going to go wild card and get put out. They're going to be the Cincinnati
come on. That
Bengals.
was Jim Harbaugh who did it.
No, look at it. Look at Andy Reid's teams outside of Donovan McNabb. Like
Alex Smith was
the
almost an
definition
MVP when he played for the San Francisco. In his
No,
last years.
We're talking about Kansas City. He's the definition of a game manager. He's not going to help you. He's not going to hurt you. And he's playing with Andy Reid, who is a master at making quarterbacks better than what they are. And he's gotten everything he can out of Alex Smith. It's just a shame Jamal Charles can't stay healthy. The team would be a lot better. But said all that to say this, they're going to win 10 games. They're going to get put out in the first round. If you lose to an almost washed like Big Ben, I don't have much hope for you in the playoffs.
Jay, do you want to go?
Those guys are something to keep an eye out for. I don't think they're going to tank as badly as we hope them to. I think those guys are going to be top contenders as well.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think the Chiefs will go 12-4.
You think so?
Get out.
Because he is absolutely right. Andy Reid is a coach that makes the best of nothing. Alex Smith is fighting for his job now because he drafted a quarterback in the first round. It's a statement to Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
He's not getting the job done. So I think Alex Smith is going to do really good this year.
Well, he's not getting the job done, but he is making marks. He is improving.
Yeah, I think this is the year. It's make or break for Alex Smith. I'm just doing this out of whatever. I think they'll go 12-4.
And get kicked out the first round again?
Well, of course.
But of course, it's like you could be as dominant and as kick-ass as can be in the regular season. But come playoff time, it all depends on who's healthy, who's going to make it out alive.
See, that's my thing. Regular season, I can't put too much stock into that. Because at the end of the day, what does it matter? When Peyton Manning had those great regular seasons, the guy got beat by the Patriots almost every time come playoff time. So, in my grand scheme of things, I don't care if you're 16-0 regular season, you get beat in the playoffs, what does it matter? Nobody cares anymore. You just got to make it there. If you're 9-7, make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, you're the greatest team ever. Nobody cares about the team that was 16-0 and almost won it, but end up.
Well, I might take this back. I might take back my prediction. Because I saw that playoff game between the Chiefs and the Steelers.
That's why I said the prediction that I did. They're going to win 10 games and get first round exit. They do it every time. Andy Reid has maxed out Alex Smith's potential of what he can get out of him. It's not much.
No, I know what's going to happen, and I will explain.
All right.
We're listening.
They're going to go 3-4, and then by week 7, they're going to replace Alex Smith for that rookie quarterback and see what he has.
No, they're not. He's not ready. He's a project. Did you not see this guy? Have you not seen him play? He's a project. He's not taking Alex Smith's job. Colin Kaepernick didn't take Alex Smith's job till he was in his 3rd year.
Oh, you mean Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, Mahomes is not ready for that starting job. I can tell you that right now.
Well,
He's not ready. Listen. I watched Kaepernick play in college, right? And I'm like, if he gets the right development, he'll be fine.
Right.
And then what he had like 2 or 3 years under his belt before he actually took Alex Smith's job, which he didn't even take it. He got it due to injury and kind of ran with it.
Well, you see, it's one thing that you brought that up because Alex Smith is injury prone. So if he does get hurt, they might have to activate him.
I mean, they might, but he's not going to take the job and run away with it because it's not like Mahomes had time to develop in the system and, the whole nine. Like Kaepernick had time to develop and assimilate to the system. Mahomes hasn't had that time. He's been in mini camp. That's it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Exactly. He hasn't put the time in, so he's not running away with the job. I can guarantee that.
Then again, why would anybody think that he would?
You can say the same thing about Deshaun Watson, mind you. I love the kid coming out of Clemson, but he's not running away with the starting job. And if he does, they're going to be a sucky team.
It's interesting, though. I wonder if, thinking back, that we Philadelphia Eagles fans thought the same way about Wentz at one time.
Well, I'm just saying, all quarterbacks aren't created equal, so...
But we're speaking on behalf of the Chiefs system, so...
Okay, well, all right. On behalf of the Chiefs system, I mean, how much did Andy Reid get out of Kevin Cobb?
Nothing. Well, he got a game.
I actually forgot Kevin Cobb was over there.
Because you got to remember, you got to look at Andy Reid's track record with guys that he's had to develop. You know what I'm saying? That he drafted. And if it's not good, then Patrick Mahomes isn't going to be all that great. So.
Yeah, that's
the way I choose to look at it. So.
I mean, it is debatable because these are just presumptive picks we're doing right now.
Yeah, so, you never know how the season is going to really turn out. So at this point, Mahomes could be the next Dak Prescott. Or, you never know. You can't really, predict these things. Nobody thought Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott were going to take over like they did. Well, they thought Ezekiel Elliott was because the guy has been the best running back since Adrian Peterson coming in the first round. Because Todd Gurley, I like the guy. I really did. But he had a sophomore slump. And I wish, the Chargers had got him. But we got Melvin Gordon, who I do like. The kid from Wisconsin. He's good. He'll be solid, but we'll see.
Well, the thing about Todd Gurley is he can only do so much considering what team he's on.
Okay, are you guys done about the West Coast offense system?
Oh yeah, we're done. I thought you were going to chime in.
That you're against 100%?
I already said my theory is on the Chiefs, and I don't have much to say on Andy Reid. Like you can say, oh yeah, the dude doesn't excel, but the thing is, he did make it to the Super Bowl. He did make it to a couple NFC Championship games.
Oh yeah, but we're not talking about Andy Reid. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes being ready in case Alex Smith gets hurt.
Patrick Mahomes will probably be in by week 7.
I'm telling you, they put him in. They're throwing in the towel for the regular season. They're not making the playoffs. They throw him in.
When you draft a quarterback that high, you know what I mean?
No, dude. You got to look at it differently. That's a different organization. It's not like he got picked. The Chiefs traded up to get that pick, right? So it's not like the Chiefs were a terrible team. They were a playoff team, right? And Andy Reid,
why'd they trade up?
Because they wanted their guy. Andy Reid's not the start the quarterback week 1 type of guy. He's not, and we know that. And he's not start him later type of guy. The only reason he started Cobb in Philly was because he was under pressure. Reid's under no pressure in Kansas City. There's no pressure for the rookie to be the guy. He's going to learn and play behind Alex Smith. I'm telling you, the guy's going to develop for 2 to 3 years, and once he gets his start, he's going to be good. But he's not starting this year. I'm telling you.
All right, so what we got to do is take the Kansas City Chiefs there and put them on a list of teams to watch out for.
All right. Now we had the Denver Broncos. Let's start with you, Dev.
Playoffs.
Playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs?
Are we talking about playoffs?
I love shouting things randomly, but yes. As soon as they get a quarterback.
They have no quarterback.
Wait, what about what is it? Paxton? What is it?
Paxton
What is
Lynch?
his name? Yeah, Paxton Lynch. Do you think? Because mind you, they do this every year.
You think
they find a
this
quarterback
team,
they fall in love with. They draft him. They think he's going to be the guy, and he doesn't turn out to be the guy.
I'm actually predicting.
Remember Christian Ponder?
That was Vikings.
But guys like that, oh, this quarterback class is great. And then they grab guys like Christian Ponder, and you don't see it, and it's just like, That's kind of how I feel about Lynch.
You know, now that I think about it, the only significant thing that has happened with the Broncos as of late is that John Elway agrees to a 5-year deal.
I think their defense is going to fall apart this year because they have no offense, and the defense is going to get tired. I don't think Denver's going to be something to look out for. Because no matter what, I don't think they have the quarterback, as Steph said. I don't think they have the quarterback. I don't think they have good enough receivers anymore. They lost so much talent. I don't think this team's going to excel.
This just in, breaking news. I have a tryout with the Denver Broncos, so if I make the team, guys, I think they
Are you going to be the quarterback?
I'm trying out for multiple positions.
Boy, they are looking out for anybody, man. I'm going to sign up too.
Does Denver even have a running back anymore?
I can't say. I don't know.
I think
No, they're not making the playoffs.
Wait,
I'm predicting 5-11.
Yeah, who are the running backs for Denver Broncos now I think about it?
Listen, I might try, if that position's open, I might try that position as well.
Dude, you're a twig. You can't be a running back.
I believe in myself. If Darren Sproles can do it, so can I.
Actually, I like to think Dev could be a wide receiver. He did play track.
Yeah, you'd be a great wide receiver. You're not a running back, dude.
Listen, I could just be one of those backs that you have in the backfield that just doesn't block and just goes out into the flat. And I'm going to run straight out of bounds.
Well, according to the Denver Post, they're saying
so
that
are
the
you going to be
Broncos
like
line-
Bill Dotree during that one play when he came back to high school to take back his touchdown record?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they're saying this. They're saying that the Broncos, this is according to the Denver Post, that the Broncos are being reconfigured to be bigger, stronger, and meaner, and this is their offensive line. But the thing is, they don't have a quarterback right now, so
they don't even have a running back right now.
It's just amazing. See, this is their publication.
They're taking the Jerry Jones approach. You build your offensive line, and then you find your quarterback eventually.
Oh, you're right, because that worked very well with Brandon Weeden at the top.
Brandon Weeden kind of got drafted past his prime. It's not always his fault.
Or how about the part where they sent Tony Romo back out there to get slaughtered again?
In Tony Romo's defense, he was getting paid very well, and he was dating Jessica Simpson at the time.
Not that. I was talking about during Thanksgiving night when we're all sitting there watching it, and it was that one play, and then BAM!
Wait, did you take a shot at Brandon Weeden?
Again, just like you did, because no one throws a perfect spiral.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Jones said it, so it must be true.
No, he saw something in him. Then he cut him.
Sure.
I know. Then he led the Texans to the playoffs.
Yeah, which is absolutely hilarious. That was a good sight on Jerry Jones there for that one.
Jerry will say anything for a headline. What are we doing here? What are we talking about?
I don't know. I'm just so... Jerry Jones is amazing.
It's just funny, because the thing is, we got to see his trolling face for, like, the next 16 weeks on end.
I'm like, why are we listening to this man? He will say whatever will get him a headline.
But he did confirm that nobody could throw a perfect spiral like Brandon Weeden.
And the Texans managed to use that to the top.
Yes, and they got into the playoffs.
Yep, before he
Jerry
did.
Just threw him under a bus. Throws him under a bus, and then Brandon Weeden literally led the Texans. That is so awesome. That's hilarious.
And see,
so Jerry Jones was right all along, but he was an idiot.
It just didn't work for his team. But you know what, though? We can go on about the stupid things Jerry Jones has done. We'll probably make that a running gag. But
that should just be an entire show.
Yeah, really. The Jerry Jones special.
Oh, God.
But
that was awesome. Awesome.
But you know what, though? Who's next on the list?
All right, so we got the Oakland Raiders I already stand by what I said. I think it's a fluke. They're going to go 9-7 this year. All right,
nope,
let's
they're
go with
going.
that.
They're 11-win team.
16-0, baby. I'm just kidding.
Just win, baby.
Beast Mode is back in Oakland. 11 wins.
Well, it's up. Is Derek Carr going to be the same?
The guy just has to stay healthy. The guy stays healthy, they have a shot. Listen, offensive line make you. The
And
best
remember,
you
they
possibly
lost their
get.
star running back too, Latavius Murray. He lost.
But
He
you
left.
have Beast Mode. That's all you need.
Dude, he wasn't that good when he played for Seattle last year.
Oh my goodness, he's good. He was 1 yard away from winning it all.
So you say he's a hidden
No,
weapon,
the
huh,
last
Dev?
year Marshawn Lynch played, he was terrible. Remember, he had the
Nah, we don't remember that year. The last year he played was in that year of the Super Bowl. He was 1 yard away. That
No.
other year, he was
Oh, you
collecting
just want to
checks.
forget that year.
Well, you know,
That didn't
unless
happen.
you're
It
from
never
there,
happened.
you remember that year.
Okay, I agree.
Unless you're from there, you remember that year. Don't pay
So
attention
you're
to Dev.
banking the Raiders' playoff chances. You're banking your playoff chances on the 31-year-old running back.
Yes.
Fair enough.
He
Jay,
had
your
some time
thoughts?
off to recuperate. He's a fresh 31.
Okay. So he's.
I'm not going to comment on this.
Okay.
Jay, go.
I think the Raiders are going to be one of the top undefeated teams this year. I really do, because it's high time for them.
They're America's team.
Nah, I'm not going that damn far. What I'm saying is that they're going to be one of the undefeated. You know, because the thing is, it's time for them. They're going to make a statement. This is like what their last year in Oakland, pretty much.
No, 2 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 years. I feel like the entire West Coast backs them as a team. I feel like with that support, I feel like they could just do it. Just go all the way.
Dude,
Yeah,
for some
they're
reason,
going to be fine.
Actually,
I think they're going to be top runners. I think 16-0 for them. Let's just go ahead and say it.
you know, can we just talk about the Raiders for 5 seconds?
What?
I blame the Oakland fans. I blame the Oakland fans for the Raiders sleeping.
What?
No,
Why?
they weren't making. It's the owner's fault. What are you talking? No, they weren't making any money in that stadium, so they said, "Hey, let's go to Vegas." And it's not.
No,
and mind you, the NFL
They
is a big
wanted
enough
a new
franchise.
stadium, and the city just wouldn't do it until the last
the
minute.
city couldn't, dude. They were in a deficit. Yeah, they couldn't. I mean,
Why do
all
you
three
think
of
the
all three of their
Chargers went
teams
to
wanted
LA?
new stadiums, and the city.
Oh,
Could
come
not
on.
pay
The
for them.
Athletics do not deserve a new stadium.
Yeah, but they still complain though.
God, I hate the Athletics. Anyways, I'll rant on baseball later. God, I hate the Athletics.
But yeah, like the thing is, all three of them complain, and you see Oakland. Now Oakland's doing fine now, but back in those years, they weren't doing great. They couldn't afford to even pay for the renovation, let alone get them a whole new stadium. It was a big deal.
You know what's okay? Whatever. I agree with what you said. I agree with the Raiders moving. The thought of the Oakland Athletics just makes me so mad. Let's just change the subject.
Well, you know the Oakland Athletics aren't going to be Oakland Athletics anymore. I think isn't Canada looking at that franchise now? To think about it, like no sports teams are going to be in Oakland after a while. Like the Warriors are already gone.
Make the
How about
Expos
those
again.
Tennessee Titans? Since we're just changing the subject.
Well,
Marcus
Allen
Mariota,
was
anybody?
changing the subject. Anyway, let's go on.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just so mad at the Oakland Athletics. I just
Now
hate
the
that
Tennessee
team.
Titans, however, that's one of my big picks. I mean, they got
I'm saying
DeMarco
I'm
Murray.
going out on a
They
limb.
got, they got
9
Marcus
wins
Mariota.
this year.
Those guys are going
9-7.
up. Yes.
9-7. That's where I'm going.
Bro, did
I
you literally just drop out of your team?
What are you talking about?
We were doing everything in the division, and now he's going to the Tennessee Titans for... That's a
Yep.
different division. He just avoided his own team.
See, Dev's going through such a hard time with basketball and football right now. I can understand him.
Hey,
You gotta
I
hide.
had
You
to
just
say to
hide.
the Browns.
Yeah, but you see, the thing about it is, your Browns are actually still in Cleveland. You guys aren't even the expansion team anymore. His team,
All right, fair
however...
enough. We will not do the Chargers.
Yeah, his team, however, is playing musical chairs right now, and none of it makes any sense.
They're not even a team in the NFL as far as I'm concerned.
You can
I
always
will not
be a
watch
Browns
them.
fan. We'll welcome you.
Nope.
You know, I am
Nope.
having a hard time with the idea of LA Chargers anyway. So let's go ahead and
I know,
skip
I-
that.
I just find it
I
so
might become a
weird.
Titans fan. I might become a Titans fan. That's how I feel right now.
Well, you know, you got a good roster to go with it, though, if you ever think about it. Because
Tennessee Titans have a lot going on, honestly.
I'm ready to jump ship to Tennessee. That's how I feel right now.
You could come to Cleveland.
Listen, nope, I'm good. Like I said, I'll become a Heat fan before I leave Orlando. if I leave Orlando. I might become the president of Heat Island. I'm giving them one season. Nope. It's Heat Island or bust. That's it. I have something to believe in over there, like 2 hours away.
Dude, don't say believe. It reminds me of that annoying kid from Angels in the Outfield, where he constantly says it could happen. I hated that kid. God, I hated that kid.
Well, if it's not him, it would be
teams are supposed to give you hope. Orlando gives you none. We have Jonathan Simmons. I'm putting my entire season in the hands of a guy that used to be in the D-League and hoping, and he was just a role player, so I'm hoping he turns out to be good.
He
doesn't trade Tobias Harris for nothing. I couldn't believe that.
Is that what all the Philadelphia teams have done for me? Was give me hope? I thought I was just buying up space. Anyway.
Listen, hope, space, you had something. You at least had something to look forward to. What draft pick do we have to look forward to? I rest my case.
Now, hold on now. You didn't give me a chance to answer. Horace Grant back in the 90s. Anyway, here we go.
It's 2017. Listen, you got 1 year, Orlando, or I'm becoming president of Heat Island. That's how I feel.
Hey, but speaking of which, though, going back to the Titans, however, you got a pretty good roster here.
LA, you have about 2 years to get it together, or I'll become president of Tennessee Island.
Oh, bro, see, you're asking for too much. That's Los Angeles. Los Angeles is never going to get it together. Well, we would keep this going, ladies and gentlemen, but the show's running time is a little short, so... Well, we may not have covered everything so far, but hey, that's why we got more episodes to do, right? Come back next week when we'll talk about the rest of the AFC, and then we'll talk about the NFC, and also we may have a special guest joining us. So, we're going to have a lot of cool stuff to happen for the next appearance of the Cyclone series. Until then, on behalf of the Cyclone Crew, this is Jay, signing off.